So with that said, we'll just get right into our next segment, high spots and low shots. And my low shot is Chris Jericho. Loses a cage match to Bray Wyatt, a cage match that even commentary seemed to know that he had won. Really, kayfabe-wise, hurt his knee in the matchup by taking a risk to try and win the match that, again, he lost. And then when he's trying to get ice on it, when he's probably musing over, you know what? Fozzy can wait for me for a few more weeks. I can stick around. Randy Orton's just like, nope. And he comes in and he puts the hurting even more so on the knee. So Jericho's done. He ends on a losing note. I know just how he would have wanted it. But man, what a really sucky night for the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla.
Yeah, it was a pretty crappy night for him. I think my low shot's going to be Slater Gator, just because they got beat up by a bunny.
Fair enough. That's perfect reason enough for me. And you know what, Ashton? I'm going to cheat a little bit here, and I hope you co-sign with me. My high spot's going to be NXT.
Yeah, buddy!
Specifically, Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, Adrian Neville, and you know what? I'll include Tyson Kidd, but only by a technicality. I mean, if we're really being honest, he's not really NXT because he's been on the main roster. Hell, he's even a former tag team champion, lest we forget. But yeah, these guys got a platform to show what they can do. I really hope that this makes some new NXT fans, because this show deserves to be watched. And I'm not even going to go on that tangent because Ashton did a brilliant job of it earlier, of really emphasizing just what exactly NXT is in comparison to everything else. But yeah, these guys had a platform, and they did one of my favorite Jim Ross lines. They maximized their minutes if I ever saw it. So great job to all four guys. You killed it. So I'm declaring NXT as my highest spot for this Raw. One, because they earned it, and two, because I may never get a chance to do it again, so I want to seize the moment.
Well, I feel like we've done that before on a show where, like, the Wyatt family and Big E and Seth Rollins, like, all former NXT guys have just done really, really well on a show.
They've always had, like, formal debuts as well.
Yeah.
It's never really gone out of their way, like, hey, well, I mean, maybe it would be like passing mention, like, hey, these guys came from NXT. No, the emphasis really was on NXT with this, and that's really my thing. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's next? High spot? No, we agreed on NXT high spot. So now what?
Okay, so you are formally co-signing on with me then.
Oh yeah, I thought that my incredibly emphatic agreement was sign enough.
Oh, I just thought you were really supporting my choice. Okay, well, so yeah. Well, now we do 30-second hot seat and then Raw request.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So 30-second hot seat. Come at me.
You sound so unenthused.
Because this segment tortures me. I'm always this close to finishing up therapy, and then
Wait a minute. I feel like I just zoned out a minute. What about Raw request? Did we already do Raw request?
No, that always comes at the end, because now that we
we do Raw request after high spots, low shots. 30-second hot seats last.
No.
Yes.
Raw request has always been last.
30-second hot seats last.
We did Raw request last week.
No, we didn't. Go back and watch the tape.
I did. You watched the tape. I was there live.
30-second hot seat is always last on Raw.
Dude, I would bet the house, and I will go back and I'll listen to the tape, but I would bet the house that we did Raw request last to close it out.
Nope.
Because that's how we normally treat our Raws. But whatever. What segment's next? Is it Raw request?
Raw request.
All right, fine. Raw request. We'll do it your way. God, I can't believe we just had it out like that. All right. You know what? My Raw request, just growing up, Bella. How about giving up, Bella? I don't want these guys in their primetime spots. If you want them to open up the show, administer the shot early, fine.
I feel like you saying giving up after the little discussion we just had is a Freudian slip.
You know what? Screw your Freudian slip. It's everything. It's how I'm feeling with this segment, or with this segment, because now I'm all tongue-tied. It's how I'm feeling with the Bellas. It's how I'm feeling with all your asses. It's unbelievable. God, Jerry Springer had to come in, and even he couldn't fix it. I've watched episodes of The Springer Show. Oh, Jesus. I guess my legitimate Raw request will be about the Bellas. Figure out what you want to say, Because I am being serious that you made me come out more sympathetic with Nikki than you did with Brie, and Brie is supposed to be the babyface. Or is she? Because I really don't know after that Jerry Springer segment. I don't know what you guys are doing over there, okay? I don't know if you've taken the Family Guy method and you've left it to the manatees to do all this. Figure it out. Get off the foosball table or whatever you're doing and just choose a direction. And I'll be happy with it, I promise, because you decided on something. And I shouldn't be proud of you for that because that should come with the territory, but I will. I'll be proud of you for it. I'll even go out of my way to praise you for it if you do it. So there you go.
Hey, my Raw request is stop letting young people look bad just because they're young and they have a lot of career left in front of them.
Perfect. I mean, really, we elaborated on it in the beginning with the whole Bray Wyatt discussion, so I'm not even going to add much to it. I think that's an excellent Raw request. And not just a Raw request, that should just be a pro wrestling request.
Yeah.
That should be a rule of thumb, really, at this point. So excellent choice. And now, the segment that should have probably concluded 30 seconds ago, if I was correct, we are finally at our main event destination, 30-second hot seat. So, there you go. Come at me, bro. Come at me. What you got? You got nothing. So just come at me with your question and we're all going to go home happy. So what do you got?
Oh my goodness. I could make this a 45-second hot seat and you still wouldn't finish in time.
You know what? You don't know me, man. You don't know.
Really, with the fake crying?
Yes, really, with the fake crying.
Alright. Well, anyway, we are only 2 months away from a pay-per-view that I feel has fallen off the deep end, that used to be a glorious, really one of the big four. I don't think it's even one of the big six anymore. And I know you know what I'm talking about already, so I'm going to stop stalling. Survivor Series. And the tradition at Survivor Series is a 5-on-5 tag team elimination match. So, John, I want you to book this year's and by book I just mean tell me the reason behind it and who the 10 participants are. I don't care who wins or what order or anything like that. Don't worry about that. Just tell me why it's happening and who the people are. You have 30 seconds. Like I said, you could use 45, and your time starts now.
Wait. Stop right there. Do I have to make just one 5-on-5 or how many?
Yeah,
5-on-5s
dude,
do I have to make?
just one. I don't think they're gonna. They don't need to go with two. They don't need to go with two. You just say one.
Okay, well then fine. You can keep the clock running then, because this will be easy. I would do Team Nikki versus Team Brie. The story of this is happening because of the whole betrayal.
Okay. Stop right there. Non-divas.
What?
Yeah, non-divas, because that's a freaking cop-out. That's a cop-out. So non-divas, 5-on-5, 30 seconds, time starts again now.
Your face is a cop-out. Okay, I'm gonna do, I guess, Team Rusev versus Team, I'll say Sheamus. Maybe they're still feuding over the United States Championship, and it's because of American pride and the fact that Sheamus is still stinging after losing his U.S. title. Team Sheamus is Sheamus, Mark Henry, Big Show. God, 2 more
5
people.
seconds, 5.
What? Screw it.
Yeah. As soon as you said Rusev, you were at like a dead end, because that's just like Rusev doesn't work well with others, so that doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
who would want to be on Rusev's team? Who would want to be on a Russian team? Who would want to be on
any heels team in the history of the Survivor Series?
Other cool heels that want to be on the cool heels team? I would want to be on Randy Orton's team. Are you kidding me?
No, that's not even a legitimate answer. You pretty much just said who would want to be on a team with other cool heels, non-specificity for the win.
No, seriously though, like, I think that the one type of heel that is really just so polarizing that nobody would want to be on the same team as him is the anti-American heel. Specifically the Russian guy. If it was like a Canadian stable, I could see it, because there are enough of those to fill up a 5-man team. There's only one Russian.
There doesn't have to be more than one Russian. The point of the Survivor...
Okay, fine. There's only one Asian, for God's sakes.
Look,
you
man.
could take that entire continent, and we only have one representative now that Yoshitatsu got released.
Look, man. All right.
I don't think that Kenta is going to get called up to the main roster soon enough. And even if he did, he would be a babyface, so obviously he wouldn't team with Rusev either.
Look, okay, we get it, that he's the Russian and nobody wants to. But the point of the Survivor Series that you were just extolling a few minutes ago is that these feuds intersect. It wouldn't just be about Rusev; it would be about all the dominant mid-card feuds of that time. That's why people would team, because they don't give a crap about Rusev. They give a crap about handling their business within the confines of this match.
Okay, fine. Do you want my opinion, John?
Whether I would or not, well, we know you're going to give it to me anyway. It's TwitWow, so yes, give me your opinion. What is it? What is it? Let me have it.
Team Ambrose versus Team Rollins.
There you go. That works beautifully.
You have Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, maybe some other babyface, and the Usos versus Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Kane, and Gold Star.
There you go. There you go. You see that, folks? You got a coherent 30-second hot seat. It just wasn't from the victim. So,
I wasn't really on the hot seat either. So.
And you weren't even really. Yeah, yours was lukewarm at best. You had all this time. Like, oh, let me just have John spin his own wheels, and then I'll come in and save the day.
I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted to hear what you were going to say, but then you said Rusev, and I was like, well, this is going downhill fast.
You know, I was expecting a heel turn, but I got a feel turn of a broken heart. But there you go. Yeah. So everybody sigh. Everybody get your sighs out. Because this episode of Raw, man, the more we discussed it, the more I realized maybe there was just one giant sigh underneath. All right. So is there anything else you want to say about this Raw?
All I have left to say is, as soon as we are done recording this, I'm looking up our last segment from last week to prove to you the 30-second hot.
Of course. You know that surprises no one. No one. The people on Mars who listen to this podcast aren't even shocked. Okay. So,
John, I want
yes.
you to know, nobody listens to this podcast on Mars.
You don't know that. You don't know that. But in all seriousness, before I go completely off the rails, which
Too late.
I was about to say you'd have a really legitimate argument to claim that that's already happened. And you said, Ash, in all seriousness, you have nothing else you want to say about this Raw, so we're good.
Correct.
All right, I have nothing else to say either. Again, guys, it was a solid show, but I really am glad we discussed the things that we did, and I mean that sincerely. I think talking about the problems with the Bella angle, where Bray Wyatt is right now, and just everything in between, I feel like it was good to really get all that out. We hope you enjoyed it. So with that said, this has been Raw. This has been TwitWow, the best.
I feel like a record skipped while you were saying that.
Yeah, I know, right?
It was like, there was a little skip in there.
Oh my God. Best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans. Definitely for our own amusement on the web today.
That's what this show's all about. Amusing ourselves. We're like
it really
not
is.
as obnoxious.
I am, and I'm proud of it. On the web today, without question. I'm John. I remember who the hell you are. You're my cohort in commentary. I was about to really lose it there. Ashton, this has been our Monday Night Raw review, and guys, in all sincerity, be sure to comment and subscribe on YouTube. Discuss all of our major talking points on Tweetoff. And we're going to see you again for live reactions and the reviews kind of all encompassed in that of NXT. It is TakeOver 2. We're 4 incredible athletes. Tyson Kidd, Tyler Breeze, Adrian Neville, and Sami Zayn vie for, in my opinion, one of the most prestigious championships in the WWE right now because of its strong booking and how it's presented, the NXT World Championship, in a fatal 4-way bout that epitomizes can't miss wrestling.
And ladies and gentlemen, our preview and predictions video for that pay-per-view will be going up Wednesday night.
Yes. So we will see you guys then. And until then, just keep loving that wrestling and can't wait for it. So peace out.